Welcome to Kathy's Eclectic Garden. I'm Kathy and I garden in Zone 6A in Northwest Ohio. And today we're going to talk about how you can document your garden with photos. We'll be right back. Today we're talking about using photography to document your garden. I want to begin by stating that I am not a professional photographer. I'm more of a hobbyist, and I started out taking bird photos. Along the way, I've learned quite a bit about photography, but I'm still learning something every day. So let's talk about the basics. First off, let's start with equipment. What kind of equipment do you need? Well, a camera. And there are lots of different kinds of cameras, and I'm going to say most people will use this one right here, your cell phone. And that's fine. You can take photos with your cell phone. Most cell phones now have a zoom function or a macro function. They've got video capabilities, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with just using your cell phone. Now, another option would be just a small DSLR camera. This is a Canon SX70. It's a bridge camera. We're not being sponsored by Canon. We're not endorsing Canons. Canons is what we use, but if you use Nikon or Sony or any other brand of camera, just a camera, that's all you need. So this is a bridge camera. It has a fixed lens, so you don't have to worry about what kind of lens to use. This is what we started out using for taking all of our videos. My camera of choice is my new Canon EOS R50. This is a mirrorless camera, and I really like this. I can get different types of lenses to go on it. It takes excellent photos. You can also take videos. So this is a mirrorless camera. It replaces the DSLRs. They're kind of going away from DSLRs now, I guess. Now, if you want to take videos, you can use a little video camcorder like this. This is a Canon Vixia R800. It's my husband's video camera of choice, but right now he's using his DSLR 90D, which also takes videos. I can't tell the difference myself. What is the ideal time of day to take photos? Many pro photographers recommend you take your garden photos either in the early morning or in the evening during what photographers refer to as the golden hour. The golden hour is roughly the first hour after sunrise and the last hour before sunset. During this time, sun produces a low, soft, warm light. Cloudy days are also good because the clouds act as a natural light diffuser. By taking your photos during these times, you can avoid sun glare off the flowers, which can diminish details of your flowers and plants. What should you photograph? If you browse the internet or YouTube, you will discover many professional garden photographers recommend that you take photos of the entire plant. Capture the leaves, the stems, and how the leaves attach to the stems. Take a few angles of the flowers themselves, maybe from the top, from the side. Be creative. It is also recommended that you take photos of the plants from the time they are little sprouts in the ground all the way up to the time the plant is full grown. More recommendations include taking photos of when the buds are forming and when the plant is going to seed. All of this is for future plant identification. When possible, take photos when the plants are popping up out of the ground. This can be a valuable tool in the spring when your plants begin to emerge from the ground like this butterfly weed. You don't want to accidentally pull a flower when you're clearing the early weeds out of your garden. At times, taking all of the photos I've mentioned has paid off, especially when I'm trying to identify the 3 different joe pye weed species in my garden and other plants that have close similarities to each other, such as some of the milkweeds. Then all of the work becomes worthwhile. So let's take a look at some of the examples of photographing plants and their flowers. Early morning sun breaking through on the dianthus and roses. Late afternoon and evening. This royal catchfly is a native flower and it's rare in our area. On a cloudy day, the white in this hot-lipped salvia may have been blown out on a bright sunny day. After a rain. This is an Asiatic lily after a rainstorm. Capturing raindrops can be a challenge. Flower. This is a Clematis General Sikorsky. Take close-ups of your flowers in bloom. Clematis leaves. And don't forget the leaves. In this photo of a Helianthus stem, we can see that the stem is round. This early sunflower produces many flowers on each stem, and you can see where the flower buds are coming out in this photo. The whole plant. You can track a plant's annual growth by getting photos of the entire plant. This Asiatic lily gets larger every year. Don't limit yourself to plants in your garden. There are many other interesting subjects among the plants to photograph. Birds. I love to capture images of hummingbirds like this one enjoying the Jacob Klein Monarda. Butterflies. While I was photographing this phlox, an eastern black swallowtail decided it was time to eat. I've also gotten pictures of monarchs, buckeye butterflies, and many others. Bugs. This short video clip captured not only the Japanese beetle, wait till the end and a couple of bees stop in for a visit. And I've also captured many other bugs like praying mantis, wasps, ants, everything. You can't imagine the insects you have in your backyard. Consider including short 30 to 45 second videos. Short videos of a plant allows you to see how the plant moves in a breeze, and you may notice things in the video that you won't notice in a regular photo. For instance, did you notice the grasshopper on the left-hand side of this video? Tips and tricks for cool photos. When possible, place your camera at the level of the plant or flower. I had to get down low to capture this Bressingham beauty astilbe. Snap your pictures at different angles. I shot upwards towards the sky to capture this cherry blossom. This Gaillardia was shot above the flowers looking down. You may want to consider taking a photo of 2 or 3 flowers that are together. Here is a group of 3 Shasta daisies. Or you could have 2 or more types of flowers, like in this photo of a Jacob Klein Monarda and purple coneflowers growing together. Include photos of a single flower like this cute little Johnny Jump Up, or this purple crocus that arrives early in the garden every year, or a couple of flowers together like these 2 early white crocus. And photos of a drift of flowers like this large patch of brown-eyed Susans. One last thing to try, and that is fill your camera frame with the subject, in this case, the flower. Many professional photographers recommend doing this. Photos of flowers that fill the frame of the camera are largely my favorite photos to view. You may want to include photos of any yard art or hardscape elements you have in your garden. Here are some of my favorites. Every garden needs an angel. My mother was the inspiration for this angel statue. A unique rock can become yard art. I also use stumps and large tree limbs throughout my garden. This cute planter and fairy statue add a touch of whimsy. I love garden gnomes, and they are cute yard art. And who doesn't want a Sasquatch strolling through your garden? And a gargoyle. These are my husband's additions to our garden art. My yard is broken up into several smaller gardens, and I have signs that identify each of these areas in my garden. There are 2 fountains and a small pond in my garden. They provide a pleasing sound and provide water for birds and insects. Including these photos is part of the documentation of your garden and a good memory trigger down the road if some of the objects are replaced. Take garden scenes. Grab your camera and walk around your garden and stop every few feet and take a serious look at your garden near where you're standing. Look through the lens of the camera and see what the camera is seeing. Adjust your angle a bit if needed and take your photos. You won't regret doing this. You may want to consider taking scenery photos of your garden throughout the various seasons. Taking random scenery photos becomes a good record of where your flowers and plants are located in relation to each other. If you keep a handwritten or digital garden journal, photo documentation is a great addition. Hope you enjoyed this topic and will start saving your garden in photos and videos. Thanks for watching. See you the next time. Bye.